Well, we are on the phone for Monday with the Mayor today, with Mayor of Jasper, Dean Vonderheide. Thanks for joining us today.
Well, good morning. Thank you for having me.
And how is the city doing with the pandemic going on?
Well, I think we continue to move forward. As you see as you come through town, there's a lot of construction going on, specifically around the roads. You're seeing some curbside work, some light infrastructure that's being done by NDOT. You're also seeing some sidewalks going in and some storm sewers. So all that's in preparation to get Newton Street 231 paved starting in about a month.
How do you feel about what the governor said on Friday? How is the city, do you think, going to respond to that?
No surprise. I think there was a lot of pressure in order to see the economy open back up. I think the governor's taken a great approach in the fact that he's using statistics. He's doing fact checks with all the medical advisors that he has up there on staff at the health department. And you know what he's doing. It's a calculated move forward. And from the city standpoint, that's what we've done. You know, in our operations, we have locked our city doors to the offices. So by appointment only can people come into the offices, and when they do come in, they're required to wear masks. But we've not stopped our operations at all because we are essential, and we do look forward to the day when we've got this thing whipped. But I don't see that happening in the near future. I think laying it out in the stages the governor has, relaxing just a little bit at a time, is the appropriate way. What I'm afraid of is that people will just do 180 degrees. They'll be in compliance, and when you give a little relaxation to the recommendations and requirements, then they go to the extreme. And what we don't want is we don't want a surge here in the county. We've got 25 active cases now. Positive cases, 75% of those have been released, but 25 cases is still something that we need to pay attention to, because I continue to think that that's going to increase as testing increases. And what we don't want is fatalities. What we want to be able to do is protect our citizens. So calculated steps, moving forward cautiously, and at each of the milestones, taking a good, deep evaluation to see if we should move into the next stage makes sense to me.
And what can citizens of Jasper do to continue protecting themselves with COVID-19 and to protect our older individuals who are at risk?
Well, the health department has laid out recommendations for all citizens, and number one is social distancing, and we know that has an impact. It's difficult. We all like to socialize, but we have to respect the fact that this virus doesn't care about who our friends and family are. It's going to move from one human to another if we allow it to. And so social distancing is the number one factor. Then you get into your hand hygiene, keeping your hands washed away from your face. That's critical. And those are things that we're just going to have to become used to, because I don't see that going away for quite some time. When you think about the others, wearing masks in public, that's out of respect, not trying to pass on. I could be a carrier and not even know it because I don't have the symptoms. And I really feel bad if I pass it on to someone else, and especially to an elderly person, and the person becomes gravely ill. So I think as citizens, we have to take ownership of our own personal health and protecting those around us. That's the number one thing. Take ownership.
And what can small businesses do who are affected by this and who continue to struggle? What can they do?
Some of them have started doing online sales, and this is going to, I think, be a continuum for them. For those that haven't, I think they're going to have to learn to do online sales and to do some of these other steps that the retail that have continued have done. I think it's changing the way we do business in the future. They are going to have, we're actually have a a task force for Reopen Du Bois County, and in that task force we have packets for all business people as far as recommendations on what they need to do to prepare to open up their businesses. And it goes through things like sanitization of the facilities. It goes through what do you do as far as social distancing within your buildings, or what do you do with regard to requiring face masks for all employees, and what is the PPE equipment necessary to keep your employees safe and the public safe. So there's a lot of work to be done, and it doesn't happen overnight. I know just some of these restaurants that have closed down, it takes a while to ramp up the supply chain. Same thing goes with our retailers. The supply chain has to get ramped back up and be able to feed the demand that's going to exist here. So a lot to do. There's a lot of work ahead of us, but we can do that.
And in what ways has the community been stepping up to help places like Memorial Hospital and other care facilities like that?
Well, in our calls, we now went to Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays with the collaboration team around the COVID-19, and Memorial Hospital is part of that call. And the things you hear about are not just the giving of PPE equipment to Memorial Hospital employees, but as a community, I think we've come to recognize just how valuable they are, and that's something we need to express, is our appreciation for those frontline healthcare workers, that they're putting themselves at risk every day for our good, and appreciation goes a long way. But we need to be there for them. I know they just opened up to do some elective procedures at the hospital. Got some new facilities for testing coming into the National Guard Armory this week, so that'll be a relief, I think, for Memorial Hospital. At the same time, get them back on track with their normal processes with the procedures.
Well, awesome. Thank you for joining us today.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate you having me, and I just appreciate the fact that the citizens of Du Bois County and of Jasper have responded well to what's been asked of them. And we're still in this together. It's not over with. We've just got a roadmap now that the governor gave us, and it's up to us to execute to be able to move from one stage to the next. So let's do it together.
Well, we've been on the phone today with Jasper Mayor Dean Vonderheide, and you've been watching Monday with the Mayor. Thanks for joining us. You're watching 18 WJTS, local people watching local people.